Come on now.
Come on over.
Hi. I want to thank everyone at Pink Door because this is the safest space I've had in a long time. It's because of that, I'm going to share two little ditties. The first one I'm really comfortable sharing in front of an audience, and the second one I've never said out loud. So.
Yeah, we love you. We got you. We'll cut anyone.
The world couldn't ignore the creature playing elephant in the room any longer. So it told itself the tale of the black unicorn, myth of the beast strong enough to hold 2 revolutions on her back. They say the Black Panther bowed to her once. Say she transcended womanhood. Suffragettes forgot to build her temple, though. They say, holla at a black unicorn, she curved you like a riptide, got these niggas salty like the ocean. Don't let it be the wrong man, though. Most of them would force their way into her or kill her trying. We black unicorns got bodies worth more than we are. They say the pelt could survive hellfire. White feminists stay trying to rip the skin off me. They say the flesh could cure a man's fragility. That explains these hoteps thinking they can ever own all this, and they retell the fable with every Chirac and the pale women whiting out the parts that are too dark, dark men blacking out every womanly strength, but they forgot that blackness built us into women, and gender colors our skin. They forgot we constructed both their empires from our own spines, and we can tear them back down just as easily. They forgot this body's so mighty because it pulls its power from the moon. No hunter could slay the black unicorn, so they wrote us into fantasy, tried to call this amnesia our extinction, but they will remember today. The apocalypse will be a storm of us, hoofs shaking the earth like thunder. When we arrive, something will shatter. It won't be us.
Yes!
The second one, I've never said out loud, but I feel safe here, so I'm gonna start this rough draft thing.
We got you, and so much pie.
Oh my God. Yeah. The ghost of my virginity speaks. You were so much brittle bone the night you caught me and let me go. It wasn't where I wanted to be left. A filthy mattress, a man 10 years older, and you just a child. Just a shivering, hungry thing learning who you belong to. I know he told you you liked it, and you said yes. Your teeth hurted your tongue, drove it into the back of your mouth, and the next time you spoke, all that blood poured out. But did you feel anything the morning after? That whole night was pain like a knife wound. Did you hurt when the sun came up? Did the light touch you where you no longer wanted to be seen? And when were you most afraid? I think it was when you saw the look in his eyes after you told him it hurt. You'd never seen a man turned on like that before. Is that when you gave up on saying no? Is that when you let the word die in your mouth, half spoken? I still carry the carcass of the no today, as if my tongue were an unlit funeral pyre. The girl that fled that night left with the unused torch in her hand, and I've been a quivering mouth soaked in gasoline since. I wanted to hold her before she walked away, but back then I didn't have the arms of a mother. I still don't, but she should know. That night, I learned that I have a ravenous stab wound for a heart. I don't remember who first sank the knife into my chest. I just know it keeps on swallowing and swallowing what it shouldn't. And I know my girl hands were not enough to cinch it shut that night. I know the stitches were loose enough to let his fingers get a grip, pull me open until I spread into an offering or a bloodbath that he could swallow. That night, I was both the sacrifice and the one that mocked the blood after. That night, I learned to open my veins without exposing the broken skin. That night, I learned to consume my wounds, take them in and continue to bleed where only I can see. That night, I learned to be a woman, just not the way that I was expecting.